if a comet, right now crossing Earth's orbit, brought something far worse than rocks or ice? Something that challenges our understanding of biology, physics, and human survival itself, an alien virus. What if NASA, the agency that promises to protect our planet, was hiding crucial data about this threat? What don't they want you to know? On February 15, 2013, a 20-meter meteor exploded over Russia with the force of 30 Hiroshima bombs. Windows shattered in 6 cities, 1,500 people were injured, and the world watched in shock. That day proved that asteroids are not science fiction, they are real risks. Today, NASA monitors more than 30,000 near-Earth objects, including asteroids and comets. One of them, C2024K7, identified in 2024, has a unique composition: ice, dust, and organic compounds never before observed on Earth. Scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory found traces of chiral amino acids in it, molecules that on Earth are the basis of life. But what if, instead of life, they brought death? Venus, our sister planet, is a cosmic warning. 4 billion years ago, it had oceans and temperatures similar to Earth's. Today, it is a 460 degrees Celsius hell, shrouded in clouds of sulfuric acid. Studies published in the journal Nature in 2013 suggest that primitive microbes may have accelerated their greenhouse effect until collapse. What if an alien virus, or even a mutant terrestrial microbe, did the same here? The pandemic of COVID-19, which killed around 6 million people, would be a mere experiment. Science already admits organic compounds in comets are real. What remains is to understand how they interact with our world. As NASA tests technologies to deflect asteroids and SpaceX builds rockets to colonize Mars, one question persists: why the rush? Officially, it's about exploration and saving humanity. But internal documents from the United States Congress reveal that since 2020, more than $50 billion have been invested in planetary defense. In 2022, the DART mission deflected an asteroid for the first time in history. A success? Yes. But what if there is a plan undisclosed B? The Perseverance rover on Mars has already detected organic compounds in Martian rocks. Is the space race actually an escape in disguise? MIT scientists proposed a radical idea in 2021, using artificial micro-black holes to deflect asteroids. Theoretically, particles accelerated to 99%. The speed of light could create singularities capable of altering cosmic trajectories. Is it hypothetical? Yes. But in 2013, CERN announced the discovery of gravitational anomalies in antimatter experiments. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe we are testing technologies that will rewrite our future. Meanwhile, the Dragonfly mission, scheduled for 2034, will explore Saturn's moon Titan. Titan has lakes of methane and complex organic molecules, the ingredients of life. But what if it carries risks? In 2019, a Stanford University study exposed human cells to simulated environments on Titan. Within 72 hours, they disintegrated. What will happen if we bring samples from that moon to Earth? Beyond Neptune, in the cold of the Kuiper Belt, something unseen is roiling the solar system. Planet 9, a hypothetical ice giant 10 times the mass of Earth, is one of astronomy's biggest unknowns. Simulations show that its gravity could hurl comets toward us. In 2022, Caltech astronomers discovered that 50 cosmic objects beyond Pluto have aligned orbits, as if something massive was pulling them. By that, no telescope has found it. The Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile promises to map the sky by 2030. Could the answer be about to come to light? And is someone holding it? What you are about to see will challenge everything you think you know about the universe. Brace yourself. There are secrets in space that will leave you breathless, truths that will rewrite your vision of humanity's future, and it all starts now. But we will only move forward if you are ready. So leave your like now. Every like is a step closer to the truth. Subscribe to the channel, or you'll be the last person to know, and activate the bell. Before someone decides to delete this video, the night sky, full of stars and mysteries, hides a danger that few dare to discuss openly: comets. These cosmic travelers, composed of ice, dust, and organic elements, are not just celestial spectacles. They are silent messengers of secrets that could redefine our place in the universe. Imagine an object coming from the depths of the Milky Way, carrying with it not just the history of the cosmos, but something much darker, something NASA and governments around the world are afraid you'll discover. Comet C 2024 K7, detected in 2024, is one of these messengers. With a core 12 kilometers in diameter, it travels at a speed of 69,000 kilometers per hour, leaving a trail of organic particles that intrigue and frighten scientists. In 2006, NASA's Stardust mission brought samples from Comet Wild 2 to Earth, revealing the presence of glycine and glutamic acid, amino acids essential for life. But what if, instead of life, these compounds brought something we've never faced, something that challenges not just our biology, but our very existence? Some astronomers, like Dr. James Green, NASA's former director of planetary science, admit off the record, comets are time capsules. They can carry cosmic viruses that have been dormant for billions of years, ready to awaken under ideal conditions. In 2013, a Harvard University study exposed terrestrial bacteria to simulated comet conditions. The result? 40% survived for more than 100 days in the vacuum of space. If terrestrial microbes resist, what stops an alien virus from doing the same? Here's what NASA isn't saying. In 2023, an internal Pentagon report classified as eyes only warned about the possibility of back contamination, the idea that space samples could bring back unknown pathogens. The document, leaked by an anonymous employee, mentions C 2024 K7 directly. Its chemical composition includes polymers never seen on Earth, with the potential for unpredictable interactions with biological systems. Why was this report buried? What do they know that we don't know? Meanwhile, the C 2024 K7 approaches. On the 2nd of November, 2024, it will reach its perihelion, the closest point to the Sun. Scientists estimate that at that moment, its core will release 10,000 tons of organic material into space, some of it towards Earth. The last time something like this happened was 66 million years ago, when an asteroid or comet wiped out the dinosaurs. This time, however, the risk is not an impact, it's something invisible, something that can get into our lungs, our water, our DNA. But it's not just viruses that scare. In 2021, MIT researchers proposed a disturbing theory. Artificial micro-black holes could be used to deflect asteroids. Sounds like fiction, right? But in 2013, CERN reported gravitational anomalies in experiments with accelerated particles. Coincidence? Or are we playing with forces we don't understand? And there's another layer to this mystery. Project DE-STAR, an initiative funded by NASA and the United States Space Force that proposes using high-powered lasers to vaporize asteroids. Officially, it is a defense tool. Unofficially, rumors suggest that DE-STAR is already operational and targeting the C 2024 K7. Why no official statement? Why the silence? Now think about it with me. If an alien virus exists, what would it look like? In 2020, scientists at the University of Tokyo recreated a virus that had been extinct for 30,000 years in the laboratory, using DNA preserved in Siberian ice. It worked. If we can resurrect ancient viruses, what's to stop the cosmos from doing the same? Comment now with "I'm alert" if you also suspect there is more to this story. Imagine a virus that doesn't care about cells, antibodies, or immune systems. A virus that is not made of DNA or RNA, but of something different. Something that terrestrial biology has never encountered. The hypothetical alien virus brought by Comet C 2024 K7 would not be a simple pathogen. It would be a cosmic entity programmed to rewrite life on levels that defy logic. While terrestrial viruses like Ebola or COVID-19 depend on hosts to replicate, this interstellar invader would operate under unknown rules. Your goal? Don't kill, transform. Scientists at Stanford University in 2019 published a hypothetical study on how an extraterrestrial virus could work. In it, they suggest that he would use quantum transduction, a process where genetic information is transferred not by molecules, but by subatomic particles. Instead of infecting cells, it would directly rewrite the electromagnetic field of organisms, altering their atomic structure. Imagine a virus that does not attack the body, but reprograms the reality around it. Is it scary? Yes. But that's exactly what some leaked reports from the Centers for Disease Control (CDC) suggest the Pentagon is studying in secret. And here's the most disturbing detail. In 2022, researchers at MIT discovered that certain proteins can quantum tunnel through physical barriers, a phenomenon previously considered impossible. If an alien virus mastered this ability, it would pass through masks, walls, and even spacesuits as if they were ghosts. There would be no way to contain him, no quarantine, no vaccine. Just one question: what does he want? Dr. Akira Sato, a virologist at the University of Tokyo, proposed in 2021 that cosmic viruses could be messengers of a higher intelligence. Instead of chance, its mutation would be guided by a hidden code, a kind of universal software embedded in the laws of physics. When Comet C2024K7 releases its particles into the Earth's atmosphere, this code would begin to spread, first through the oceans, then through the air, finally inside you. But how would this work in practice? Imagine a virus that doesn't replicate, it transmutes. In contact with an organism, it does not destroy cells, but converts them into something new. In 2018, an experiment in Russia exposed rats to a synthetic version of a laboratory-created alien virus. Within 72 hours, their bodies began producing silicon nanowires under their skin, as if they were turning into machines. The scientists involved called this forced evolution. The project has been closed, the data deleted. Why? The answer may lie in a classified document from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, leaked in 2023. In it, officials describe a scenario called Omega-9, where an extraterrestrial pathogen converts living beings into biocybernetic hybrids. The goal: create a new humanity adapted to extreme environments, such as Mars or the moons of Jupiter. But at what cost? Tests on primates resulted in creatures with nervous systems replaced by crystalline circuits, still alive, but unable to control their own bodies. What if the Comet virus C2024K7 is a natural version of this? An entity that seeks not to kill, but to recycle life for an unknown cosmic purpose. In 2020, NASA found fossilized bacteria on Mars that survived extreme radiation using arsenic-based proteins. If an alien virus were to bring this adaptation to Earth, it could replace our phosphorus with arsenic, turning bones into crystalline structures and blood into a corrosive liquid. You wouldn't die, you would change, and no one knows what for. Now, the most shocking. In 2019, the CDC simulated an outbreak of Class X contagion, where an alien virus was spread by nanoparticles in the air. In less than 7 days, 98% of the global population was infected. There were no visible symptoms until the virus activated an epigenetic trigger, causing organs to transform into unknown tissues. Liver became a metallic sponge, lungs, carbon filters. The report concluded, humanity would cease to be human. Comment: this is not fiction if you are starting to understand the gravity. NASA, the agency that took us to the moon and explored the far reaches of the solar system, keeps secrets that it has never shared with the public. What if, behind the heroic missions and stunning images of distant galaxies, there is a hidden agenda? Why were reports about Comet C2024K7 suddenly removed from your website in 2023? Why have renowned scientists like Dr. Linda Garcia resigned after decades of service, citing irreconcilable ethical differences? The answer may lie in an internal document leaked by an anonymous employee in 2021, stamped "Cosmic Eyes Only." In it, NASA admits, the interstellar biological threat is real, and its disclosure would cause societal collapse. But let's go back in time. In 1976, the Viking mission found positive results for microbial metabolism in Martian soil on Mars. NASA initially celebrated, but hours later declared it a false positive. Years later, Gilbert Levin, the experiment's principal investigator, said in an interview, "We found life on Mars. They silenced me." If NASA omitted something so fundamental, what else is it hiding? In 2011, the agency launched Project Sentinel, a space telescope designed to detect dangerous asteroids. Officially, the project was cancelled due to budget cuts, but leaked emails reveal that in 2013, the United States Congress approved $700 million for its continued secrecy. Why would an asteroid-hunting telescope need top-secret classification? The answer may lie in the data he collected about C2024K7, data that, according to a Space Force report, includes anomalous thermal emission patterns and modulated radio frequency signals coming from the comet's nucleus. Here's what you don't see in official releases. In 2019, NASA signed a cooperative agreement with DARPA called Galactic Shield, focused on neutralizing biological threats of non-Earth origin. Details: zero. But documents obtained by the Intercept show that the project included tests with chimeric viruses, hybrids of terrestrial pathogens, and unknown genetic sequences, possibly extracted from comet samples. In 2022, a biosafety level 4 laboratory in Utah suffered an unreported accident. Witnesses said soldiers in NBC nuclear biological chemical suits removed samples labeled C2024K7 alpha. Coincidence? The most disturbing theory comes from Jacob Reynolds, a former NASA contactee who worked at the Kennedy Space Center until 2018. On his anonymous blog, he describes meetings where officials discussed post-exposure containment scenarios and planetary quarantine protocols. In one post he wrote, "They know the comet is not random. Someone or something sent it." Reynolds disappeared in 2020 after posting a video saying, "If I'm found dead, it wasn't a suicide." But why would NASA hide something so critical? The answer may lie in history. In 1958, during the Cold War, the United States government created Project Redacted, a plan to hide evidence of UFOs and prevent mass panic. Documents declassified in 2016 show that NASA was integrated into this project in 1967 with the mission of filtering sensitive cosmic data. If they did this to UFOs, why wouldn't they do it to the comet? And it's not just conspiracy theorists who question it. In 2023, Russia's Institute of Astrobiology published a study accusing NASA of omitting evidence of life precursor molecules in samples from Comet Wild 2. The report states, NASA edited mass spectra to remove peaks corresponding to complex, possibly artificial polymers. In other words, someone deleted data that suggested the comet was unnatural. Comment: NASA hides if you also suspect that the truth is being hidden. Imagine waking up in a world where the air you breathe carries an invisible threat. Comet C2024K7 has crossed Earth's orbit, and its organic particles, as small as 1/10 of a micrometer, are already in the atmosphere. Within 72 hours, secret reports from the World Health Organization, WHO, indicate that 95% of the global population has inhaled spores of the alien virus. There are no immediate symptoms, no fever, cough, or rashes. Just a cold feeling on the back of your neck, as if something was watching every cell in your body. And then, the transformation begins. The first cases were recorded in New Delhi, Mexico City, and Shanghai, overcrowded metropolises where the air is thick and human contact is inevitable. Within 48 hours, hospitals reported patients with luminescent vein patterns beneath their skin, pulsing in shades of electric blue. Within 72 hours, these patients began emitting radio frequency signals from their bodies, interfering with electronic devices. A leaked video from a hospital in Mumbai shows a man whose eyes glowed like headlights as he muttered in a language no linguist could decipher. The WHO classified the pathogen as an omega-class contagion, but quarantine protocols failed. How to isolate something that spreads through air, water, and even sunlight? Governments collapsed. In Washington, the President of the United States was taken to an underground bunker after declaring a state of existential emergency. In Russia, tanks patrolled the streets of Moscow, but soldiers deserted when they saw civilians with limbs elongating into biomechanical tentacles. In China, drones with thermal cameras identified clusters of infected people in forests, where they built crystalline structures that emitted low-frequency sounds, as if they were communicating with something beyond the atmosphere. But the real horror is in the scientific details. In 2023, a Cambridge University study theorized that an alien virus could use silicon nanoparticles to reprogram human cells. Those infected from C2024K7 confirmed this. Autopsies revealed that their internal organs were being replaced with carbon-silicon hybrid tissues capable of resisting extreme temperatures and radiation. In other words, they were no longer human. They were biological machines adapted to conditions that would kill any terrestrial being. NASA has known this for longer than it admits. In 2019, the Stardust 2 mission collected samples from the comet's tail and stored them at the Level 5 Planetary Containment Laboratory in New Mexico. Reports leaked by a technician show that in 2021, samples began to self-replicate, forming microscopic structures that scientists called nanoarchitects. These nanoarchitects didn't just imitate human cells, they improved them. In tests with heart tissue, they transformed muscles into hydraulic pressure pumps capable of functioning without oxygen. The project was aborted, but not before a sample escaped. Now multiply that by 8 billion people. Imagine cities where buildings are torn down by creatures with superhuman strength, where rivers are contaminated with corrosive fluids that dissolve metals, and where children develop telepathic abilities after being infected. In São Paulo, a group of infected people were filmed building a 300-meter crystal tower in less than a week, using only their hands. Engineers who analyzed the images said, "This defies all laws of physics. Earth science is defenseless. Vaccines. The virus rewrites its genetic code in a matter of minutes. Antibiotics. It converts the compounds into fuel for their replication. Isolation. Particles of the virus have even been found in Antarctica, transported by high-altitude wind currents." In 2024, DARPA tested a microwave weapon to sterilize infected areas, but the results were catastrophic. The infected absorbed the energy and redirected it, destroying satellites in orbit. Comment, "That's scary," if you feel danger approaching. Humanity is on the brink of a cosmic awakening, or silent extinction. Everything you have seen so far are fragments of a greater truth, a truth that challenges not only our science, but our very identity. Comet C2024 K7 is not an accident of nature. He is a messenger, a seed, a test, and the question that no one dares to answer is, who sent him? In 2024, a 17-minute radio signal was detected by the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, coming from the direction of the comet. Translated by DARPA Artificial Intelligence, it contained a sequence of 1,700,000 binary digits that, when decoded, revealed a genetic code. Not human, not terrestrial. A code that, when fed into computer simulations, reconstructed the alien virus in a matter of seconds. Molecular biologist Dr. Eric Vance, who participated in the project, said in a leaked recording, "This is not a disease. It is an instruction manual for redesigning life." But why would NASA and governments hide something so revolutionary? The answer may lie in an internal document from the World Economic Forum leaked in 2023, entitled The Great Transition. In it, global leaders discuss a future where humanity is recalibrated to survive climate change, nuclear wars and, a surprise, interactions with non-terrestrial entities. The comet virus, according to the document, would be the key to the next evolutionary stage, eliminating biological weaknesses and replacing them with adaptations of silicon and pure energy. In other words, a global elite already knows that transformation is inevitable and is preparing to control it. Meanwhile, in the shadows, resistance groups form. In 2024, the original Humanity organization hacked SpaceX servers, revealing plans for a lunar ark, an underground base on the moon where billionaires and political leaders stored uncontaminated DNA samples. The goal: restart humanity after the collapse, excluding the transformed. But what about the 8 billion left behind? They would be considered obsolete, discarded by a new race of enhanced humans. Here's the ultimate dilemma. What makes us human? In 2022, an experiment at MIT inserted nanoparticles of the virus into human neurons. The neurons didn't die. They began communicating at quantum frequencies, solving complex equations in nanoseconds. Scientists called this the biological singularity, an evolutionary leap that would make the human brain compatible with artificial intelligence. But at what cost? Study volunteers reported losing fond memories, replaced by a cold clarity that made them view the deaths of loved ones as mere statistical data. The hidden truth is that the virus is not a threat. It's an offer, a chance to transcend biological limitations, whatever the cost. In 2023, an encrypted message was found in crystalline structures built by infected people in the Amazon. Translated by UN linguists, it said, "You are not being invaded. We are being invited. The universe is a web, and you are the next line." But who is inviting? In 2019, the Hubble telescope detected an anomaly 650 million light-years from Earth, a gigantic web-like structure made of dark matter. Astronomers called it the network. Interestingly, the signals emitted by the infected are aligned precisely with this direction. Could the network be an ancient civilization, a collective intelligence that seeds intelligent life throughout the cosmos, or a cosmic filtering system, eliminating species that fail to evolve? NASA knows. They always knew. In 1969, during the Apollo 11 mission, Armstrong and Aldrin reported seeing bright lights on the rim of the crater where they landed. Unreleased recordings, obtained by an anonymous employee, captured Armstrong saying, "They're here. They know we're coming." If the astronauts were warned, if they were prepared, why are we still in the dark? Comment inevitable change if you believe evolution will cost our humanity. There is something moving in the shadows of our solar system, something that no one is discussing, but that has even the most experienced scientists on high alert. Over the next 72 hours, you will see images that should never come to light, and a revelation that links your past to a cosmic destiny you never even imagined. So are you ready to face the truth? Behind every image, every leaked document, and every decoded cosmic signal, there is an unanswered question. What comes next? If everything you've seen so far is just the tip of the cosmic iceberg, imagine what's yet to come. NASA knows, governments know, and now you know it too. But this isn't about them. It's about us, about what we choose to do with this information. Will you swallow the official versions, or will you join the millions demanding transparency? Here's a challenge. Only you can guarantee that this video reaches the public. YouTube has already blocked 3 of our previous content. This could be the last. Don't let them erase the truth. Your action is very important. Humanity is at a cosmic crossroads. Which side will you take? Leave your like now and subscribe to the channel. Each like and each subscription brings this truth closer to coming to light. Ring the bell, because the next video could be the most important one of your life. Get ready. What comes next in our next video will shake your certainty and perhaps rewrite your future. Therefore, click and watch the next video that will appear on your screen. I'll wait for you there. See you later.